the book that I read is called All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. And the book is about a girl named Margot Davies, and when she was younger, her best friend mysteriously died. She disappeared, and then they found her in a ditch, and they never found out who did it. So she moved away, but then she comes back 20 years later for her uncle who has dementia, and then she finds out about a similar case of a little girl who went missing. Her name is Natalie Clark, and she is a reporter, so she tries to solve the cases and use that for her article, and she's trying to figure out if they're connected at all. So the first option I picked was option 1, and it's what do I like about the book. Personally, I really like mystery books. I don't really read other books other than mystery books, because I like to try and solve the case with the book while I'm reading. And I like this book because it's written so unpredictable, so that way you can't easily guess what's gonna happen, and it keeps me wanting to read the book. And then my next thing is I picked option 2, my 2 favorite passages and why. My first one is on page 30, and it's, "And now with Natalie Clark's face splashed all over the news, it felt as if it was happening all over again. The missing girl may not technically have been a child of Wakarusa." It's a really weird town name, but with Napanee only a few miles away, she was as good as. So I said that one's one of my favorites because I think it really captures her emotion and how she was feeling when this all went down. It was bringing all the memories of when her best friend January went missing. And then my other one is on page 219. This one is, "His eyes narrowed almost suspiciously at her, then turned back to the TV. I'm worried about her. She's been asking a lot about January. I'm afraid she'll find out what really happened." And this is her uncle talking to her, and because he has dementia, he didn't realize that he was talking to Margot. And I think that was kind of the mic drop of the book, and it kind of turned it in the readers, at least for me, it made me want to read more because that was kind of a turning point in the book that made us question if her uncle did it, and now he knows what really happened and he didn't tell her. So I think that was one of my favorite passages. And then option 3 I picked, and it's Moves by the writer, and I think a smart move was the use of the suspense in the book. She kind of subtly hints at different things during the book, and I think that's really important in mystery books like these, because it makes the readers more interested in the book and want to keep reading. And then one of the examples I picked for that is on page 254, just all the way back here. It says, "The man crossed the 2 steps that separated them and reached a hand behind him into the waistband of his pants. Chrissy whirled around to open the door, but it was too late. From the corner of her eye, she saw a flash of gun. Felt the cold as it touched her temple. 'You shouldn't have lied to me,' he said, and then there was nothing but white." So I think that's one of the biggest things is the suspense of what just happened. And I think she uses that in her book to keep people reading farther and farther because you want to know what happened.